Hello, fight fans. I'm that boxing writer, Jeremy C. Herriges, here for Fansided.com. I'm here with former WBC, WBA super lightweight champion, 24-1, 20 KOs, Regis Prograis. Regis, thank you so much for joining with us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
First of all, obviously, right now things have been very difficult for everyone. How have you been passing the time during the pandemic quarantine? Where are you based out of right now? What's been keeping you busy?
I'm in LA. I live in LA right now. I'm actually moving back to Texas in a week. Not even a week. This week, the end of this week, I'm going back to Houston. But I mean, at first it was when everything really started shutting down, I always keep like a lot of people and stuff like that in my house. So it wasn't that bad because, I got a lot of friends and stuff like that over. And, we actually found some beaches to go to. I'm a big outside type of person. So of course it was hard for me at first, but all the beaches and stuff was closed. Malibu and Santa Monica, all that stuff was closed. But then we went to Ventura County, we found some stuff. We went to Santa Barbara, we found some stuff that was open. And the main thing, I mean, like just stand inside. That's the main thing. When I couldn't do none of that stuff, stand inside. I usually what I have been doing, I still been like training, just like normal, basically. But I go to the gym at nighttime. It's just me and one of my trainers. We go to the gym at nighttime, and then I'll run. I run up the mountain and stuff like that behind my house. So yeah, that's it. Just staying inside and just doing like homework and stuff with my kids. That's the main thing.
As far as the move, obviously from LA to Texas, is that something that you had in mind that you were going to do, or is that something that that just kind of hit you that you decided to do at just recently? And what was your decision for doing that?
So people know I came up basically like I came up in I'm from New Orleans, but I came up boxing wise in Houston. And, I just moved here. I moved to LA just because I wanted to. I love the city. I love LA. And, really, I still do love LA. But I feel like, boxing-wise, as far as my career, I feel like I need to go back to Houston. I feel I really need to go back to Texas. And it's right now, it's a lot of things. My wife is pregnant again. I'm about to have another baby.
Oh, congratulations.
I don't have a support system out here, no family and stuff out here. So we basically we came out here by ourselves. And when I came to LA, I knew the move was going to be, temporary. I didn't think it was going to be 1 year temporary, but I definitely knew it was going to be temporary, like maybe 2 years, at least 2 years, 2 or 3 years. But now we definitely have to go back because of the baby. And, just boxing wise, I think I have to get back around like my trainers and stuff. I'm dealing with a real good trainer here called Julian Chua. But it's still like not my actual support system back in Houston. All my trainers are in Houston. So I feel like I have to get back to that. And then LA is gonna be closed down for another 3 months anyway. So I think now it's just all those things combined, I really have to get back. And in living in LA, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I live on vacation. I love it. I really love living in LA. That's the thing. I feel like I live on vacation. But I think at this stage in my career, I don't need to feel like that. I need to be back around, basically, just not feel like I live on vacation, basically.
And talking about, obviously, things are starting to open up again. Hopefully boxing becomes a possibility soon. Your last fight, revisiting your fight with Josh Taylor, was incredibly competitive. One of the best fights of the year, in my opinion. How many times have you revisited that fight, and what did you learn from it?
I haven't watched it. I watched I watched a few rounds. Like, I haven't watched the whole fight yet. Actually, I have to do something with one of my friends tomorrow. We're gonna do like some type of commentating thing on it tomorrow. But just for like personal use and stuff. But I mean, I don't really have to watch it. I can revisit in my head. It's just a lot of things that, I mean, it was a lot of things that went on. Like I said, as far as training camp, but leading up to the fight, during the fight, and after the fight, that I could have did better. But of course, like, I think what you're getting on is inside the fight. Even then, a lot of people some people think like I threw the fight, which is crazy. A lot of people, my sister say you threw that fight. Like, what? Like, my sister, you know, I was like, no, I didn't throw the fight, you know, because I was good the first couple of
Yeah.
rounds, and then I kind of faded in the middle rounds. Then I came on real strong in the last 3 rounds. I came on real strong, and you know, I just want to let people know I did not throw the fight. You know, other people, I heard it multiple. It wasn't just my family, like my sister. It was other people that told me. Multiple people told me, "Oh, you threw the fight." I was like, "No, I didn't throw the fight. It wasn't the case." You know, Josh Taylor, he won the fight, but I did not throw the fight. It was because like I came on strong in the last 3 rounds, and it was just like I fell asleep. You know, and sometimes those things happen. You know, I fell asleep in the middle rounds, and that was just it. You know, I kind of just need to slap in the face and be like, man, get the hell up. You know, like, what you doing? Get up. And you know, one of my trainers, you know, he told me, was like, man, that's a lot of hallway you gonna lose. You know, like, what you doing? He didn't slap me in the face. I probably needed a slap in the face, but he was just like, man, what are you doing, bro? Like, come on, like, get up. Like, this not you. And then so, you know, after that, then I woke up and, you know, I came on strong the last 3 rounds.
I was going to say, if you were trying to throw the fight, then you didn't do a great job of it because you won pretty much every major boxing category. Looking at the box stat numbers, I think it's really interesting. And I think we need to remind people, looking at punching accuracy, you actually were on top of Taylor, 34%
Yeah,
to 31%, total punches 252 to 201, punches thrown 739 to 664. So
yeah,
just hearing the numbers, and again, the numbers don't always tell the story, but a lot of times they're a good metric for how a fight went. You won
right.
so many of those categories. When you hear that, does that make you say, like, you know, I know what the judges said, and one judge did have it 114, 114. Maybe I won this thing, and maybe if I was in a different surrounding, if I was in my home versus his home, maybe things would have been different.
Yeah, I think so. I really think so. I mean, I know the stats and stuff like that, so I saw them, you know, but still, it doesn't make a difference. You know, it's still a loss on my record,
Mm-hmm.
basically, you know. But yeah, I saw the stats. I heard about them. People actually, after all that, people sent it to me. Still to this day, you know, I got people from Scotland. Somebody from Scotland hit me up yesterday, man, you're a great fighter, man. You won that fight. I'm Scottish, and you won that fight. A lot of people from England, man, I'm English, and I know you really won that fight. So people tell me that stuff all the time. But yeah, it's for me, it is what it is, and I feel like, you know, and I keep saying this, I feel like it was his night. Um, and that's why I think my sister was like, you threw the fight, because after the fight, you were just so humble about it. It's just like, what can I do? You know, like I realized that was his night. It was his country. It was his night. I can't do nothing about it. You know, I think it was like destiny, basically. You know, sometimes you can't be destiny. You know, it was just his night, and it was for him. You know, I know leading up to the fight, his his girlfriend's father died while he was in training camp.
Oh, wow.
Luke Campbell's sister, not Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell lost to Lomachenko, and then Shane McGuigan's sister had died. So that's a lot of stuff that's going on for that whole side, for that whole team. And I just felt like, you know, I knew all those things, and I just felt like, you know what, like, it's his night. I can't take this away from him. You know, no matter what, if I outlanded him, if I outpunched him, I outdid him in every category. It's still his night. I'm not gonna take it away from him. That's it, you know. And then you live another day. You know what I'm saying? You do it another day.
Obviously, looking at a rematch, I mean, I know he's got mandatories and everything's up in the air. It would be a big money fight, and I'm looking at the way the world is now, without audiences, which is what, you know, is being proposed. I know Top Rank's going to have their first shows without audiences. Do you fear that big money fights are going to be on hold for a while? And looking at the money aspect, do boxers have to become accustomed to taking less money? What's the ultimate impact that you see this thing having on the financial end of boxing?
Yeah, I think everybody's gonna have to take a pay cut. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's just the world we live in. You know, not just boxing, just everybody. Period. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's no economy right now, so it's nothing that's going on. So I think everybody will have to take a pay cut. And I guess that's just how it's gonna be. Hopefully, we don't take too much of a pay cut, you know. But everybody will have to, you know, we definitely will have to take a pay cut, and it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. I was just, you're very active on Twitter, very honest, very opinionated. There was the video of you jumping off a cliff into a lake. When did
Yeah,
that occur? Tell me the story
that was
behind that.
yesterday. That was yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
yesterday. Found some stuff out here, not too far from my house, like 20 minutes from my house. It was a trail, and We found it, and yeah, that's why that's why I love living in LA. As you can see, this is one of the reasons I love living here. It feels like a vacation. I don't have to go anywhere. You know, in the summertime, last summer, I went to Hawaii for, I think I was out there for like 2 weeks or something like that. And I was out there with my cousins from Houston, my wife's cousin from Houston. And, you know, they had to go back. They went back to Houston, and we came back to LA. And it was just like, you know, Hawaii is nice, but LA almost feels almost like that. You know, like you talk about Hawaii. Hawaii is a beautiful, amazing place. And we came back here, and I'm just like, I think like right the day when we came back, the next day or something like that, I was like in Malibu, at the beach in Malibu, and it's like, damn, I was just in Hawaii. It feels the same as this, you know, it feels like a vacation, and I live here. So that's one of the reasons I love being here. But at the same time, I know I don't need to be here.
When I see videos like that, I'm like holding my breath because it looks so high up there. I was gonna say it's very high. And you come off as the kind of guy, I mean, first of all, you're very intelligent. You've talked before about boxing history, books, real estate, things of that nature. But, you know, you also come off as a bit of a thrill seeker to me as well. I know you like to drive fast and you like fast cars. Have some of the people in your corner, whether it's Lou DiBella or other people, say, please don't give me a heart attack. You're
all the
freaking
time.
out.
All the time, man. The crazy thing, I had Sam, my manager Sam. We went to Olympic trials, so we drove from Houston to Lake Charles for the Olympic trials. I had Sam, my manager Sam, my daddy in the car, and I had just got my car. I got a Hellcat, and so I had just got it, and I was driving like 170 on the I-10. Yeah, like 170. Sam was like, please. He was like, he was in the back seat like himself. My daddy was like, can you slow down, please? Can you please slow down? And so it's just like, yeah, like they was like having a heart attack in there. But yeah, I guess I'm a adrenaline junkie. I know how it is, you know. And the thing is, every night I lay in my bed, I thank God that I'm still here, because like anything could go wrong. Even today, like I mean, yesterday off that cliff, jumping up that cliff, it was super high. Like it was one of the highest I ever jumped off, and you know, anything could have went wrong. And like really, right before I went, somebody had slipped off the cliff. He got down, he got into the water, and I don't think he like hurt himself, but he slipped. It could have went real bad, slipped, and I went right after him. And I just think about, like, you know, a lot of things definitely could go bad, but it went right. So, you know, but yeah, my people, they be like, you tripping, bro. Like, I go like spit fishing, and I go diving and all kinds of stuff, and that's just me, you know, and that's why I don't need to be in LA.
Well, we're men of a similar age with several kids. Has fatherhood slowed that down a little bit, would you say, or are you still pushing it to the limit?
Still the same thing. It's not slowed down. I mean, it's still the same thing for me, you know. It's no slowing down. I mean, the thing is here, like I said, I'm in LA, so it's so much that I'm an outdoors person, so it's so much of that stuff here to do, like all that type of stuff, like the water, the mountains, the beaches, the trails, the jumping off, stuff like that. Like I'm here, and even like with the fast cars and stuff, like I know when I move to Houston, I probably get rid of my car and get something else, because you know you really can't do that out there. But out here, you'll see it around my house. You see like a Lamborghini, Ferrari, or something like that every day. A Urus Lamborghini truck or something like that every day, to what they want to race and on the highway, and you want to race and stuff like that. So it's just here. It's just here for me. You know, it's right in front of my face. It's hard to turn down.
One of the other things that I love about you is that you're so open and honest. I never know what you're going to say, and everyone kind of pauses when you say, like, whoa, that was honesty right there. Yeah. One of the things that you talked about was your diet always not being the best, how old habits die hard. How has that impacted you as a fighter, and how hard is it to fight against the urge to eat what you want to eat?
Oh man, the thing is, I know, like me, I'm a freak of nature. I know that, you know, like I'm just naturally fast. I'm strong. I hit hard. I have a good chin. I have endurance for days, you know. So I think sometimes that could affect me, but as far as like my household, I try not to. I know what I am. I'm still a product of my environment. I still grew up a certain way in New Orleans, and if all that stuff is around me, I'm gonna eat it. And I told my daddy, he's here right now in LA with me. His birthday was the other day. like 3 days ago or something like that. And so he had cake, and he brought 3 boxes of pizza. He brought cake and cookies and ice cream, all that type of stuff. I was like, man, take it home with you. Like, he left.
Yeah.
Went somewhere, and I was like, you gotta take it with you. Go bring it to a homeless person or something, because if it's in my house, I'm gonna eat it. That's just how I am. So I don't like to have none. I really don't like to have none of that stuff in my house. The only snack I have in my house is popcorn. That's it. Like, my wife, she even try to sneak stuff in here. Like, she's Brazilian. She'll go to the Brazilian store and go buy like Brazilian cookies and all that stuff, and she hides it. And it's just like, you have to, bro, because I'm gonna, like, I just don't like to have it around, because I know if I have it around me, I'm gonna eat it. You know, and of course, like, sometimes at nights and stuff, I'll go stop at Taco Bell and all that. And yeah, I think that's what I tweeted, because after I go training, I get out the gym like 12:30, 1 o'clock. You know, and so the only thing is open is like Taco Bell, and I go there and have like my midnight snack or something like that before I go to sleep and stuff. After training, after I leave the gym. So, but yeah, like, as far as my food thing, I know, you know, sometimes I do have a bad diet. Now, of course, while I'm in training camp, that's always a big difference. But, you know, the things that count is when you're outside of training camp.
Kind of looking ahead, some of the other things I mean, social media has really been where every fighter, every promoter has been able to communicate and stay, you know, in the public. One of the big things that's been out there, and this kind of goes back to someone that you're very familiar with, Evander Holyfield. We've seen Holyfield, we've seen Tyson on social media talking about possible comebacks. We don't know if it's a real comeback or if it's about exhibitions. Looking at these guys and knowing that you have a past with Holyfield, training in the same gym at one time, do you think that they should be serious about comebacks, or just keep it at exhibitions, or don't do either of them? What do you think?
I mean, do an exhibition. Don't do a comeback. Those dudes are old, man. You know, even I don't care how explosive they look on the pass. I saw somebody tweet, I think it was Steve Kim or something like that. He tweeted how people forget Tyson's last fight. It was like, whatever, 10, 15 years ago or something like that. And he fought Kevin McBride. And Kevin McBride stopped him. You know, and Kevin McBride, of course, you don't want to take nothing away from him, but he's not in the league nowhere close to Tyson. Nowhere, never was, never will be. And, you know, Tyson lost against him. So, and Tyson even said, he was like, if I lose to this caliber fighter, I need to retire. And, you know, I don't think he's 53. You know, he doesn't have it no more. I think they need to do exhibitions, and that's it. You know, he looks, you know, of course, I saw the pad where he looks explosive. He looks like a monster on the pads, but at the end of the day, you can't be Father Time. You can't be Father Time. So I don't think that. I think he should keep it exhibition. Don't try to come back. And even Holyfield, he's even worse. You know, like, I saw him on the pads, and, you know, he didn't even look that good on the pads and stuff. And, you know, I mean, it's still Holyfield, but, you know, look at his last fights and stuff. He was getting destroyed, and he just don't got it no more. At the end of the day, Father Time it will catch up to you, you know. So, I mean, if the thing is, you know, if they can come back from one fight and fight each other and, you know, make $200 million or something like that, hey, do it. You know, I know, you know, definitely do that, you know, but I definitely don't think they should come back and be trying to fight, you know, young heavyweights. You know, you got these young heavyweights, these strong dudes, they'll hurt those are old men, you know, they'll hurt them. So I don't think so. I don't think that's a good idea at all. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you still want your brains, you know, so I don't think they should do that at all.
A couple questions, and then I'll let you go here. Obviously, looking ahead for the next move for you, you were supposed to fight Maurice Hooker. Obviously, that got scrapped. Have you been in contact with DeBella or Hearn or DAZN about what your next move is or what you're thinking? I know obviously people have been throwing out possibly Lewis Ritson. You had a tweet about Adrian Broner the other day. You know, what would you like to see happen next?
I mean, I want to get paid. You know, I still want to get paid. I was definitely gonna get paid. You know, good with Maurice Hooker. So if that fight still is on the table, then I'm definitely for that. But you know, I saw Lewis Ritson. Somebody tweeted out Lewis Ritson. I think him and Eddie had to talk about that in the UK. That'll be a good fight for me back in the UK. Also, I'm American, but I have a lot of fans over in the UK right now. You know, a ton of people. I went to the Tyson Fury fight when he fought Deontay Wilder in Vegas, and it was crazy. Like, they all just ran up to me when I was leaving out the tunnel. They all ran up to me and like, oh, mate, you good fighter, mate. You won that fight. Make this. And I was like, like, when you coming back over to the UK and fight and all that. So I get every single day, I get somebody, either on Twitter or on Instagram in my DMs telling me, man, how great of a fighter I am, and they want me to come back over there. So, I think Lewis Ritson is a good fight to do that over there. And, of course, like Adrian Broner, that's a fight I've been wanting for a long time also. He said he retired. He a rapper now. If he don't get 10 million, he not coming back. So, maybe that fight would never happen. But, that's a fight I would like also, But, I mean, I talked to Lou DeBelli yesterday, and I talked to my manager Sam yesterday, just asking what's going on. And my main thing is I don't want to just wait around. My last fight was in October, and I don't want to wait until October again to fight. That'll be a whole year that I didn't fight. That's a long, long, long time for me. I like to stay active. I like to be busy. And on top of that, like I told you, I've been training since the quarantine before it started, and still, I got a training session in a few hours. So, I just don't want. My thing is I don't want to be, not active for so long. But of course, it depends on the money also. So we trying to, weigh out the risk versus the rewards right now.
Final question here. I know we've both had some downtime, although trying to teach kids and having playing daddy daycare is not the easiest thing either. Have you had a chance to read lately? Have there been any books that have really been getting you going? We've talked boxing history books in the past. What's on your reading list right now?
It's crazy. Before you called me, I was reading the book of Five Rings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm reading this actually right now. Somebody sent it to me, and I actually read it before, but I'm gonna read it again. So I'm reading that right now, and I mean, I actually read a bunch of books, man. People send me the crazy thing is I don't have to pay for books no more. People send me books. People find out I read and stuff, and people send me books all the time now. So and sometimes I feel when people send me books, I feel obligated to read it. So I mean, downstairs I have a bookshelf, and I read every book on my bookshelf, and it's probably like over 150 books down there, maybe a little less, maybe like 130, but it's still over 100 books, and I read every single. It's like on my bookshelf, I got 2 books I did read, only 2. But people send me books all the time, and But what else I read? It's called another one called Sporting Blood. It was I think something like that. Sporting Blood.
Yeah, Carlos Acevedo. Yeah.
Yeah, he sent that to me. He actually sent it to me, and
nice.
I think it was him or somebody else sent it to me. It was about just about the history, and then it was about I got one called it's about Michael Gomez, the fighter over there from the UK. They call him the Irish Mexican. I got I read his book, and now I'm kind of reading that. So I mean that's one thing I have. I just of course I've been reading a lot.
Regis, I hope to see you in action soon. Thank you so much for joining me today, and best of luck to you.
Thank you, man. Have a good